be a competition best for her. Attempt number 1. Well, the weight's up. Do the judges like it? 3 red lights, so it's a no lift for Coadio. She'll have 3 more attempts though. If you are tuning in to powerlifting for the first time, all of the athletes get multiple attempts at the lift, but if none of them are completed, then they crash out. A little bit of confusion here about how to get off the lifting platform. Both of the ramps are next to each other, so you come on and off on the same side. Now, as well as looking to qualify for Tokyo, there are gold, silver and bronze medals available in all of the weight categories, and some very talented juniors as well. We're going to be seeing the next generation of top-class Nigerians, and the first will be Amarachi Okoronkwo. She is lifting 75 kilos, or at least attempting to lift 75 kilos, as is Fayesetan Bakare, but Bakare, if she does manage it, will go ahead of Okoronkwo by virtue of the fact that she has a lighter body weight. But here comes Amarachi Okoronkwo. She picked up gold at that World Powerlifting Invitational in Lagos last year. 95 kilos she lifted on that day. So a much more conservative attempt to get things underway here. Rack height of 13. Attempt number 1 for Amarachi Okoronkwo of Nigeria. The first of many Nigerians, as this before, 7 in this weight classification alone. From the moment the name's announced, the lifters have 2 minutes. Okoronkwo's clock just ticking past 1 minute now as the room goes silent. Oh, and a no lift for Okoronkwo. Didn't look comfortable as soon as it came into her possession. And a fairly limp no lift there to open proceedings then for Okoronkwo. Right, 13. 75 kilos on the bar for Fayesetan Bakare, the third athlete on the platform. Nigerian champion. She lifted 75 kilos for that championship. First attempt, representing Nigeria, 39.95 kilos she weighed in at. 30 years of age. And to win a national championship in Nigeria is no mean feat, such as the quality all across the board. If you're going to win it, you have to earn it. Still yet to have any green lights. Can Fayesetan Bakare become the first successful lifter at the Powerlifting World Cup here in Abuja? One minute left. And the coach just struggling a little bit with the Velcro straps to keep the lifter in place. "40 seconds now. It's Don't want to wait too long. And now we are ready to lift. Feya Setan Bakare, 75 kilos to set the benchmark. No lift, wow. Needs to be fluid movement, down then up again. The officials seeing a little bit of movement, perhaps on the right hand side. Arriving at the top of the lift a little bit slower than the left hand side. 3 lifters. 3 no lift, so we're yet to have a score on the board. Quadio of Ivory Coast unsuccessful. Okoronkwo and Bakare following her. And now the weight goes up a touch. Rack height down to 12. 76 kilos on the bar. And our first visit to Brazil. They've got a small delegation here in Nigeria. Here comes Lara de Lima. Currently ranked 11th in the IPC list. 3rd in Astana, open with 71 kilos on that occasion, so she's getting stronger. Remember, she needs to be in that top 8 for Tokyo qualification. Just 16 years of age, so she's got a bright future if she can stay injury-free. She'll be looking to leave with a junior medal and maybe even more. So 76 kilos on the bar for Lara de Lima. One minute on the clock for the 16-year-old Brazilian. Weights up. Looked positive. And we have our first good lift. Lara de Lima sets the benchmark. All green lights. And that's 76 kilos done. In a sport that's all about progress, that's a great start for her as well. Going better than she did at the World Championships. She failed on 76, in fact, in Astana. So that is a world level competition best for Lara de Lima of Brazil. The 16-year-old really going places. Still 6 athletes yet to lift, including Latifat Tijani, silver medalist in Rio. She's won African Games gold as well, world bronze medalist in 2019. And she currently holds the African record in this weight classification, 106 kg. I wonder, with an opening lift of 105, might she be looking to break that record? But first, let's get back to the action here. Seon Solomon. Slight change in weight category. We've got up to 41 and up to 45s. So Seon Solomon, the first to lift in the up to 45s category. 18 years of age, still qualifies as a junior. And she's got 90 kilos on the bar, rack height 12. So if this is successful, this will be the bench mark in the up to 45s. And we'll take her into first place alongside Lovita Bokin and Latifat Tijani. Well, she's gone early here. Over a minute on the clock. There was a little bit of a wobble there with the left-hand side of the weight dropped. I wonder whether that'll be in the judges' minds. It's a strong lift to return it to the top. Oh, it's a good lift. They like the movement, and Sayun Solomon moves to the top of the tree. One lift, one success, and that is 90 kilos in the bag. Fifth Abokin in the same weight class. She's going to open at 95. Now our first Kenyan athlete of the week, Helen Kariuki. Back to the up to 41 kilos, should I say. Weighed in at 40.51 kilos today. Rack height 12. First attempt at 90 kilos for Helen Kariuki. Placed fourth in Bogota. Success at 80 kilos, unsuccessful at 85. So this is a big step up, another 5 kilos on that as an opening lift. So all of these athletes looking to get stronger ahead of Tokyo. One minute on the clock then for Kariuki. If you are just tuning in, a very warm welcome to Abuja, local time, 2:15 in the afternoon. And this is the opening competition, the women's up to 41 kilos and up to 45 kilos. And this is Helen Kariuki. Her first lift, 90 kilos. A little bit slow on the way up. It's return to the rack. And it's a good lift. 2 green lights, 1 red light. That's all you need. 2 out of the 3 judges. The front judges left and right gave the green lights. The head judge gave a red light. And Helen Kariuki, with that 90 kilos, moves herself into first place. Lara De Lima in second. We've had unsuccessful lifts from Fea Sitan Bakare, Amarichi Okoronkwo and Ikisi Kuwadio. Whose opening weights were all now been successfully lifted. Lara De Lima though, she's moving up to 86 in 10 kilos. Successful 76. All of the unsuccessful lifters are staying at their previous weight. No one hedging their bets and putting a little bit more on. Esther Nwogu next on the bench. She's another of these talented juniors in the up to 41 kilos, weighed in at 39.87. She's attempting 95 kilos here is Nwogu. National silver medal, lifts out of the Rivers State. She picked up the gold at the Invitational in Lagos last year. Successful at 85 and 95, then failed on 102 at that occasion. So jumping in here at 95, she knows she can lift this at competition level. Are we going to see her break 100 today? We're already talking well over double her body weight as it's up off the rack. Pushed up with some force, told to re-rack. What do the judges say? It's a good lift. Nwogu moves into first place overall in the junior and senior competitions. And that's a great start, equaling what she won gold with at the Invitational last year. And will be feeling very confident about breaking 100 kilos later on in the competition. Esther Nwogu, our new overall leader. Still 3 lifters to come in round 1 before we move on to round 2. And Loveth Aboken had 95 on the card for an opening lift, but she's moved up to 100. Jonah Ben is opening with 100 as well. She's not in the competition, but more about that as she takes the stage. And then Latifat Tijani, minus 45 kilos, opening with 105. Could be. First African record broken of the day. It is Jonah Ben we're going to see first. You're not allowed any more than 2 competitors per country, per classification. So she is going to lift, but she will not be eligible for a medal, Jonah Ben. Paralympian in 2016. Rack height 11, 100 kilos on the bar. 45 seconds left on the clock. Weighed in at 38.26 kilos, so there's 2.5 times her body weight, 100 kilos. Taking her time with it up there. 20 seconds left. Gonna have to make the move at some point. Ten seconds left. Eventually, the weight gets racked. So, Jonah Ben, never comfortable. And that is a time expired, no lift. Well, what an interesting start. Perhaps using this competition as an opportunity to try out a few new things, knowing that there are no medals on the line. Alas, time expired, no lift. And we still have Loveth Aboken and Latifat Tijani to come. So Esther Nwogu has confirmed that she will aim to lift 100 kilos in the next round. Breaking that for the first time would be a fantastic achievement here on home soil. And we are going to see Loveth Aboken up next. She's in the up to 45 kilos competition. 100 on the bar, rack height 14. That would take her to the top of the tree. At the moment, at 90 kilos, it's Seun Solomon who's there. Aboken lifted 93 kilos for gold at the World Powerlifting Invitational in Lagos, so you can see how much stronger she is. 7 kilos on the first attempt, above her competition winning weight of 93. 50 seconds on the clock. Attempt number 1 for Lovitha Boken for the provisional lead in the competition. Oh yes, that looked very comfortable indeed. But it's given a no lift. 1 green light, 2 reds. Has to be perfect. And Sayon Solomon, the junior, remains top of the tree in the up to 45 kilos. And thus we have the final lift in round number 1. Latifat Tijani weighed in 44.57 kilos in the up to 45 kilos. 11 on the rack height, 105 on the bar, her African record. 106 kilos. She set that at the Paralympics in Rio in 2016. And if this goes up, that could be in serious trouble today. So far we've had 5 unsuccessful lifts and just 4 successful. Latifat Tijani. Her clock starts. It's between her and in front of the stage here. We've got a capacitor out. A lot of the athletes, the competitors, taking part in the next couple of days. They come to support. There's a lot of love in the room for these athletes, and Latifat Tijani looking to be the first to go over 100 kilos in the competition. Quite a long hold at the top. Good lift, 2 green and 1 red. She likes it. Blows us a little kiss at the camera too. So Latifat Tijani takes the lead in the up to 45 kilos. Sayon Solomon in second place by virtue of the fact that Lovitha Boken is yet to register a lift. And we go back to the first lifters in round number 2, so that is round 1 complete. 5 good lifts, 5 no lifts. And the first 3 competitors all in need of something to get themselves on the board. The last thing you want to do is bomb out, not register a score. Now we go back to the Ivory Coast. Akisi Kouadio, unsuccessful with 69 kilos. Has lifted 68 in competition before. So it was an ambitious opening lift for her. Akisi Kouadio. Here's her second round lift. Same weight as before. Lift number 1 unsuccessful. This is lift number 2. 39.77 kilo body weight. Rack height 14. 69 on the bar. To be a world level competition best for Akisi Kouadio. Just under a minute remaining on her clock. bit of time being taken by the coaches. Now she's all zipped up and ready to go. Here is Cuadio. Oh, a little bit of a wobble on the chest. Is that going to cost her? It came up well. But no, loss of control on the way down. And now Cuadio has 2 more attempts. That's 69 kilos. That little wobble, that little loss of control at the bottom. Kisi Cuadio has 2, no lifts with 2 to go. It's the halfway point of her competition. Now back to our first junior, Amarachi Okoronkwo. 15 years of age, Okoronkwo. Rack height 13, 75 on the bar, unsuccessful with her first lift. 40.25, so pretty much bang on for the under 41 kilos. Juniors in this competition, but you need to register a lift to medal. So she sees the green lights. She will be on the podium, but in what position? Oh, down then up. Still with a minute on the clock now. Is that a good lift? Do the judges like it? Amarachi Okoronkwo is on the board, 75 kilos. And that puts her in 3rd place, behind Lara De Lima and behind Esther Nwogu. But that will really settle her nerves, because particularly when you're a junior, with the loud music, the bright lights, the big crowds, and of course the cameras, you want to make sure you put on a good show, and that's what she's done there, Okoronkwo. She does have 95 kilos in the tank, so I wonder if we'll see her really push on with her 2 remaining lifts. Faisatan Bakari next on the platform. Same rack height, same weight on the bar. She comes in slightly lighter, 39.95 kilograms. Faisatan Bakari. Another unsuccessful on her first lift though, 75 kilos. 3 red lights. Can she follow Okoronkwo with a good lift? .45 seconds left. .30 seconds left. And they're still strapping her in. 20 seconds left. They're cutting this fine. 15 seconds left. Now it's up out of the rack. Little wobble on the chest. There was only 8 seconds left on the clock, and it's another no lift. And again, it's just control. It needs to be fluid movement down then up. So if your chest takes any of the weight, any little wobble there, then that is the punishment. 3 red lights. And Feya Satan Bakare now with a bit of work to do. 2 of her 4 lifts done, no score registered. This is the first category of today. After this, we stick with the women's competition with the 50 to 55 kilos. 2 classifications in one again. And then the women's 61 and 67 kilos before we move to the men's. And the 49 kilos and the 54 kilos to close the day. So more weight being added. Lara de Lima of Brazil next on the platform. Successful 76 kilos for her with lift number 1. She moves up to 86 kilos this time. Already showing that she really does improve the quick rate, as you'd expect from a 16-year-old, but failed 76 in a starter, opened with it here. Now she's going for 86, 10 kilos, just like that. She's currently in the lead in the junior competition, 1 kilo ahead of Okoronkwo. Rack height 12, 86 kilos to retake the lead in the junior competition. No lift. So she remains ahead in the juniors, but by just 1 kilo over Okoronkwo in the up to 41s. But that's 76 kilos. Currently has her in bronze medal position in the up to 41s. As it stands in gold, it's Esther Nwogu, also a junior. So I do apologise, it's Nwogu who's in the lead in the juniors and the seniors, and de Lima in silver medal position in the juniors, sorry, bronze medal position in the juniors and the seniors, with Helen Kariuki currently occupying the senior silver medal position. So we move into the up to 45, Sion Solomon. Green lights for her attempt at 90 kilos. .91 on the bar for Sion Solomon. The only junior in the up to 45 kilos. So she's already guaranteed herself junior gold with that successful lift of 90. .18 years of age, Sion Solomon. Bar goes up with a minute on the clock. Little wobble at the top. The left side looks lower than the right from our camera angle. What do the judges think? It's a good lift. 1 red and 2 white lights for Sion Solomon. She goes 2 from 2. 90 followed by 91. So she keeps hold of second place in the up to 45s. Loveth Aboken yet to register a lift. Latifat Tijani successful with 105 kilos, and her next lift will be an attempt at breaking her own African record. It's currently 106. And we welcome Helen Karaoke back to the platform. She too has just added a single kilo to her successful first attempt. It was 90 kilos at the start, 91 now. This will take her provisionally into a medal position. In fact, it will take her into silver medal position. Nwogu currently occupying gold. Karaoke silver. And Lara Salima bronze. Karaoke for Kenya. (91 kilos). One successful lift at 90. Looked steady on the way down. No lift. No lift. So 1 green, 1 red for Karaoke. She doesn't drop down the pecking order, but doesn't have a firmer grip on that silver medal leader. Loveth Aboken and Jonah Ben still to come with 100 on the bar. A successful lift for Aboken would put her into the silver medal position. But Jonah Ben back on the platform. Interesting one with her last time, just held the weight at the top until the time expired. We are yet to find out whether or not that is part of the bigger plan. Just a reminder that she is a non-competitor, so she will be lifting, she will be judged, but will not be eligible to win a medal. (100 kilos then for the 2016 Olympian. Oh, she's going to have a go this time. And that's a good lift. 3 white lights. It's green in the arena. And Jonah Ben registers 100 kilos. Next up, it's rack height 14, 100 kilos, so that must mean Loveth Aboken will be the next to go. So we're back to the up to 45 kilo competition. If she nails this, that is a provisional silver medal, pushing Solomon down into bronze. But Tijani still out there in front on 105 kilos with an African record attempt to come. Love it, Abokin. Unsuccessful with lift number one. There was just a little wobble on the chest. Look better that time from Abokin. Do the judges like it? Yes, they do! Loveth Abokin goes into second place in the up to 45 kilos. And leads to rest the demons of attempt number one. 100 kilos on the board. And unless Sayan Solomon can pull a pretty hefty lift out of the bag, that will be the silver medal in the up to 45 kilos for Loveth Abokin. Esther Norgu to move herself up the leaderboard in the up to 41 kilos. In fact, to move herself into first place in both the junior and senior competitions. She's currently there 4 kilos. 5 kilos, in fact, ahead of Karaoke because she failed on 91. So Esther Norgu, national silver medalist, already won an international gold medal on home soil in her debut. This to increase the lead for the youngster. No lift. No lift for Norgu. Just one lift remaining in round two then. As it stands in the up to 45s, it's Latifat Tijani in first place, 105 kilos. Loveth Abokin in second, 100 kilos. Sayan Solomon third, 91 kilos. In the up to 41s, the lightest competitors in the competition. Esther Norgu, 95 kilos. Then on 91 kilos, I do apologise, 90 kilos in second place, Helen Karaoke. And the Brazilian Lara de Lima currently sits in third place on 76 kilos, just 1 kilo ahead of Amarachi Okoronkwo. Akisi Kwado of Ivory Coast still yet to register a lift. Feyasita Bakare the same. So Latifat Tijani. The African record holder, 106 kilos it currently stands, and she set that in Rio at the Paralympics in 2016. It's the start of a new decade. Is it time for a new African record? Latifat Tijani, successful with 105 kilos, now it's 110 on the bar. Setting her own standards in the up to 45 kilos. And 110 kilos would stand her in such a good stead to qualify for Tokyo as well. Remember, at the end of the World Cup season, the top 8 athletes in terms of weight lifted will get to represent their country at the Paralympics. So under a minute, 110 kilos. A possible new African record for Latifat Tijani. Looking to break her own record by 4 kilos. She likes it. The crowd like it. Do the judges. It's a good lift. And a new African record for Latifat Tijani. 110 kilos. She's still got 2 lifts to go as well. How much further can she push it? And what that does do is put her provisionally at the top spot for Tokyo qualification. She will be the benchmark that everyone else will have to beat. Latifat Tijani increases her lead at the top, 110 kilos in the bag. So there is Akisi Kouadio of the Ivory Coast. Big lift for her, unsuccessful with her first 2 attempts. Only 2 lifters in the entire competition yet to register a score. Rack height 14, 69 kilos on the bar. She's got the weight up both times, just not to the judges' satisfaction. Remember, this is a competition's best, or at least an attempt at a competition's best. Gathers her thoughts with 1 minute and 5 seconds on the clock. Strapped in by the coaches. And away we go. Akisi Kouadio, third attempt at 69 kilos. Only 10 seconds left on the clock. Again, a little wobble at the bottom. And another no lift. Now the pressure really on for Kouadio. Just to register a score in the competition. Amarachi Okoronkwo pushing up to 80 kilos after a successful 75. Felicita Bakare, despite not registering a 75 kilo lift, has moved up to 76. Delima remaining on 86. And again, Karaoke just playing it safe and looking to go up in increments of 1, 90, 91, 92.
Representing Nigeria, Bakari.
So Satan Bakari next on, looking for 76 kilos. Unsuccessful twice with 75. "90 seconds left on her clock. Here we go then, big lift coming up to register her first score in the competition. No lift again. Bakari and Kawadio still the only athletes in the competition with all of the reds next to their name. That's bad news. She leaves the platform with a lot of work to do, just to register a score. Nobody likes seeing lifters bomb out, as they say. Amarachi Okoronkwo next on the platform then, looking for 80 kilos this time. Failed with her first attempt at 75, successful with the second, now looking to push up. She's eligible for the juniors. And 80 kilos would take her above Lara de Lima. Lara de Lima currently in bronze medal position in the senior competition. And silver in the junior. So if Okoronkwo is successful here, she moves up into junior silver medal position. Provisionally knocks de Lima out of contention for a senior medal. Looks a good lift, but the judges have seen something that we haven't. And Okoronkwo remains on 75 kilos. Unsuccessful on 80. And it will be Lara de Lima next, staying on 86 kilos. A huge leap from the 76 that she opened with. Once you have announced that you're doing a weight, you can go up, but you can't go down. So she can't meet in the middle on 81. She's stuck with at least 86 until she gets there. Karaoke's moved up to 92 despite being unsuccessful on 91. Lara de Lima loves coming out to the old school rock tunes. Rock You Like a Hurricane, the latest. 86 kilos on the bar, rack height 12. Green lights for 76, red lights for 86. This won't affect her place. She'll go neither up or down with a successful lift here. A big push and a wobble, that'll be no lift.
No.
Unsuccessful from de Lima. Could tell as soon as it came off the chest that was going to be a bit too much for the youngster. So just 16 years of age. Currently in junior silver medal position by just 1 kilo over Amarachi Okoronkwo. And in senior bronze medal position as well. And it is Karaoke next. She's put the weight up slightly. She wants 92 kilos on the bar, rack height 12. Got 90 kilos in the bag with lift number 1. Unsuccessful with 91 in lift number 2. Currently in second position in the up to 41 kilos behind Esther Nwogu. Esther Nwogu attempting with her next lift to break Jonah Ben's African record. Currently sits at 100 kilos. Could we see 2 competitions, 2 African records fall? Here's Karaoke then. 92 kilos the attempt. It's a good lift, 1 red and 2 white. And Karaoke adds 2 kilos to her total from 90 to 92. And she stays in the bronze medal position in the up to 41 kilos. So now as it stands, I do apologise, silver, because of course Jonah Ben is not competing, even though technically she would be in the lead with 100 kilos. So at the moment it's Esther Nwogu in gold, Helen Karaoke silver, and Lara de Lima bronze. But Amarachi Okoronkwo will certainly think she can do enough to at least make Lara de Lima lift for it. Sayan Solomon. Occupying the bronze medal position in the up to 45s. And the junior gold by virtue of the fact she's the only junior in the competition. Rack height 12. 96 kilos on the bar. Successful with 90 and 91 back to back. 1 minute left on the clock. .96 kilos the attempt 3 of 4 in total. Sayun Solomon. It's a good lift. What a competition for Solomon. 3 lifts and all green lights. 90, 91, 96. With her last lift, I wonder if she can put a bit of pressure on Loveth Abokin. Now competing as a senior at 19 years of age, turned 19 in December, Abokin. I think if she lifts 105 here, it might be a little bit too much of an ask, but if Sayun Solomon could maybe go 101, put a bit of pressure on. Jonah Ben attempting 102. Maybe looking for that African record despite not competing. Here comes Esther Nwogu then. This is an attempt at the up to 41 kilos African record. It's been Jonah Ben's since 2015. On the line here then, not just an African record, but a junior world record as well. It's currently exactly the same lift, Jonah Ben in 2015 in Kazakhstan. The stakes are high here for Esther Nwogu. 101 kilos for 2 new records. Oh, the crowd really like it. It's a good lift. Oh, a fantastic reaction from the youngster as well. Esther Nwogu, junior world record and senior African record, all in one lift. Oh, and the emotions just got the better of her as well. Means a huge amount to these athletes. And at 17 years of age, how far can she go? 101 kilos. And interestingly, Jonah Ben up next with 102 kilos on the bar, looking to get that African record straight back. Jonah Ben, 102 kilos, looking to snatch that African record right back. Unsuccessful with the first lift of 100, successful with the second lift of 100, that equaled the record. Now 102 kilos. So much quality in Nigerian powerlifting, just pushing each other on all the time. Ben not eligible for a medal. But aiming for a personal best and an African record. 102 kilos on the bar. No lift. No lift for Jonah Ben, and the African record stands for at least 1 round longer. Esther Nwogu, 101 kilos, coming in at 39 14.87 as well. Incredible strength. Speaking of records, next is Latifat Tijani. Already broken her own African record. It was 106 kilos before, today it's 110 kilos now. There is 112 kilos on the bar.
Representing Nigeria, Mohamed Abuja.
But before that, we have Loveth Abokin, 105 kilos. Just showing Latifat Tijani, she's not having it all her own way. Abokin currently in the silver medal position, ahead of Seyon Solomon, who's heading for junior gold, senior bronze. Attempt number 3 for Loveth Abokin. Rack height 14, 105 on the bar. The weight's with her. No lift for Abokin, so she stays on 100 kilos. Not sure if Seyon Solomon is going to attempt to go ahead of that. Put a bit of pressure on Abokin going into the final round. Still waiting for those final weights to be lifted in round 4 in this, the first category, the first group of the World Powerlifting World Cup here in Abuja, the first World Cup of 2020 on the road to Tokyo. Just a reminder that across all the weight classifications, the top 8 at the end of the World Cup in terms of weight lifted will qualify for medal. Wrapped up. Still worth getting as much on your total as you can to make sure that you book your place. Latifat Tijani then, 112 kilos. Surely that'd be enough to qualify for the Paralympics. Another African record attempt then. One lift to go for everyone after this. Tijani's made it look easy today. Success at 105, success at 110. The world record quite a way away though. Ling Huo of China. At the World Championships, 118 kilos she lifted. Record. It's a good lift. It's another African record. What a start to proceedings. The powerhouse Nigerians turning up big time. Latifat Tijani has put 6 kilos on her own African record. And is she peaking at the perfect time with Tokyo around the corner? Three of the 4 rounds completed. Oh, and just out of shot. All of the cameras are around her. Photos, videos. Social media will be going wild as hometown favourite raises the bar once again. 112 kilos, the new African record for Latifat Tijani. Well, that's 3 rounds complete. We were expecting 4 rounds, which is a strange one. However, those are the results of the up to 41s. Karaoke wins it with 92 kilos. Delima second. And Okoronkwo picking up third place, 75 kilos. For her. And that's the final standings. They're in the juniors then. Uogu gold, Delima silver. In the women's up to 45s. First Nigerian medal there then for Seyon Solomon, Lara Delima and Esther Uogu. Still lots of powerlifting to come then. Next up is the women's 50 to 55 kilos. And then we have the 61 and 67 kilos competitions before we move on to the men. 49 kgs and 54 kgs. Will join us again shortly for more action live from Abuja here at the Powerlifting World Cup 2020. Still medal ceremonies to come too. Well, now time for the first medal ceremonies of the World Powerlifting World Cup here in Abuja. And what a great competition to get us underway as well. We'll be presenting medals for the junior women's up to 41 kilos, the senior women's up to 41 kilos, and then the junior and senior women's up to 45 as well. We've had records tumbling already. Really good lifting, really good competition. And the first medal presentation will be the junior women's up to 41 kilos. 2 medalists. And Nigeria getting off to the best possible start.
Representing Brazil, Lara de Lima.
Lara de Lima, the first to get her medal, the silver medal for Lara de Lima. 76 kilos, enough to guarantee that. She had a competition best of 75 kilos before, so success for her. 2 failed attempts at 86 kilos. I can't imagine it'll be too long before she is reaching those dizzy heights. But Brazil, the first medalists of this competition, as Lara de Lima picks up silver in the junior women's up to 41 kilos.
Winner of the gold, representing Nigeria,
But what about this youngster, Esther Nwogu? A new African record, 101 kilos. Not just the she kisses that gold medal, the first of many at this level for Esther Nwogu, who is the junior women's champion up to 41 kg. all Egyptians. There needs to be athletes from all continents represented. But as the clock ticks down to 0, it is time for our first lifter in the first classification. She's in the up to 55 kilos. It's Chiamaka Ani of Nigeria. Rack height 11, 75 kilos on the bar. 17 years of age. And if she is successful, then this will be the African junior record. Currently, there isn't one registered. I mean, it will come scrutiny because Ifeoluwa Alake also is in the juniors, as is Temitope Oladele, and they've all got much higher opening lifts. So, albeit briefly, this is a chance for Chiamaka Ani to be the junior African record holder. 75 kilos on the bar. Will she open with green lights and good lift? Coach there just battling with that big Velcro strap to make sure she's locked into place. Each of the athletes will get three attempts. This the up to 55 kilos. Annie weighing in at 53.21. So the weight's up. Now it's her. Well, it was a confident push. And it's a good lift. 3 judges out there. 2 of them say yes, 1 say no, so it's a majority decision. And that is a new African junior record for Chiamaka Ani. But we do expect that to continue to be broken in this competition. But what a great start. Chiamaka Ani of Nigeria. The body weight slightly heavier, and rack height 11. Ifeoluwa Alake is the next to go. She's also in the up to 55 kilos, coming in just under the body weight as well. 54.79 for her. She was 3rd in Lagos when they had the World Powerlifting Invitational here in 2019. By here I mean, of course, Nigeria, because we are in the capital, Abuja, for this competition. Born and raised in Lagos, she's known by her coaches as the Gentle Dove. Alake, she's entered in both the senior competitions. Born in 2000, 19 years of age, and attempting 80 kilograms here on lift number 1. That would move her into 1st place outright. 3rd lifter on the bench. Oluwasegun unsuccessful with 75. Chiamaka Ani, perfect start for her. She got the green lights on 75. So here is Alake for the lead. 80 kilos, rack height 11 for Nigeria. It's a good lift, and we have a new leader in round 1. Ifeoluwa Alake, 80 kilograms. As the weight goes up, it's a big jump this time. Temitope Oladele, rack height 12, 90 kilos on the bar. Incidentally, that Alake lift is a new African junior record, breaking that set by Ani earlier on. This will be a new one again if Temitope Oladele is successful. So the record currently at 80. Temitope Oladele. Well, if you are new to the sport, I'll do my best to explain some of the idiosyncrasies. So from the moment the name's announced, the athlete has a 2-minute countdown clock to start. You can just see it in the corner there. Currently on 1:38, and we'll put it up on the screen for you sometimes as well. If you don't get there in time, then it is a no lift. Time expired. But even on a big stage like this, where it's quite a long way to go from the warm-up room to the stage, 2 minutes certainly is enough. It's a little bit of fiddling around to do. You see the coaches with those big, heavy Velcro straps. They'll just keep the legs in place or the trunk in place. And they can use one or two or none of those. Oladele opting for one. First attempt at 90 kilos, which will be a new African junior record and a new competition benchmark. No lift. A little bit of a wobble on the chest there. Must have been close though. The crowd here in Abuja, mostly locals, they thought she'd done enough. So Akale's African junior record stands for at least another round. We now move into the first of our up to 50 kilo competitors. Rukayat Ajiboye, weighed in at 47.48, so she's the lightest in the competition. And she's opening up with 95 kilos on the bar. Rack height 14. And if this is successful, this will be an African junior record. Currently held by Houria Arabi of Algeria, set that in August 2018. She is the only athlete registered as a junior in the up to 50. So if she gets a lift on the board, she will be the gold medalist. And there are 3 competitors in the senior competition in the up to 50s. So Rukayat Ajiboye opens the show in the up to 50s. 95 kilos on the bar. It's a good lift. 95 kilos, no problem. And that is a new junior African record for Rukayat Ajiboye. And that gives her the provisional lead in the up to 50 kilos as well. Franca Anigboyu and Rihad Ahmed of Nigeria and Egypt respectively still to come, still to lift. And they've both got entry lifts of a higher total. But a good start for the young Nigerian. 3 green lights as well. Franca Anigboyu up next, 34 years of age. Weighed in at 49.43. So got her weight cut spot on. Rack height 13, 105 kilos on the bar. This would put her in the lead in the quest for the gold medal. Rehab Ahmed, the favourite in this up to 50s competition, 111 kilos her opening weight. But Anegboyu to take first place, temporarily at least, away from Ajiboye. And to keep the green lights coming. So far I've had 3 greens, 2 reds. No lift. 1 white and 2 reds for Anegboyu. So Ajiboye of Nigeria keeps first place as it stands. And we're yet to have anyone breach that 100 kilo mark just yet. Ajiboye is going for a massive 105 next time. She knows she's got that lift and that bronze medal guaranteed now, so maybe she wants to put a little bit of pressure on the likes of Anegboyu. Psychology comes massively into this sport as well. You know, you've got somebody breathing down your neck. And also, if they were both on 105 kilos at the end of the competition, the silver medal would go to Ajiboye by virtue of the fact that she weighs less than Anegboyu, 47.48 kilos to 49.43. Rehab Ahmed, the only Egyptian in the competition, in fact the only non-Nigerian in the competition, goes next. Silver medalist in the Rio Paralympics, world champion in 27 and 2017, come on, 2017 and 2019 world champion. Lifted 4 kilos for silver in Rio, 114 for gold at the 2019 Worlds, failed at 120. She's opening here with 111 kilos. But winning today is one thing. She needs a total that will guarantee her the top 8. And the winner of this competition will set the benchmark going into Manchester in a couple of weeks' time. All of the European athletes there will know exactly what they'll need to lift if they're going to get above Rehab Ahmed. $105 kilos to take the lead. 111 kilos to take the lead, should I say. And it's a good lift. It is 111 kilos. We do have a new leader. And will that lift alone be enough to qualify Rehab Ahmed for the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games? It'll certainly be up there. Franca Anegboyu is sticking on 105. Of course, she's going to need to register a lift in this competition. But now return to the up to 55s. Onyenyechi Mark lifted 115 at the competition in Lagos last year, so she is looking to trump that. This would be a huge competition's best. Just 18 years of age. This would be an African junior record. It's currently held by Bezra Duman of Turkey. It's 114 kilos. She said it at Bourg-Samer en français in 2018. And this would be a huge improvement on that. So attempt number 1 on Inyachi mark, 120 kilos, rack height of 11 for the outright lead by some considerable distance in the up to 55 kilos. Currently, it belongs to Ifeolu Alake, all the way back there on 80. Here we go then, for the African junior record, 120 kilos. Mark in control of the weight. No lift. Well, something to work on then for Onenyechi Mark. One of the judges said yes, 2 said no. So that African record will have to wait. So we get on with round 2. Rack height 1275 kilos. Ranti Oluwasegun looking to register her first lift of the competition. We had 2 athletes bomb out in the first round, or in no round at all, in the women's super lightweights. So Ranti Oluwasegun. The clock's ticking, no sign of her on the stage just yet. Attempt number 2. 75 kilos for Ranti Oluwasegun. It'll take her level with Chiamaka Ani. No lift again. Much to the disappointment of the crowd, some groans and boos ringing out over the auditorium. Alas, Ranti Oluwasegun has got one more chance at 75 kgs. Otherwise, she bombs out of the competition. 2 lifts, 2 no lifts for her. Chiamaka Ani then got us off to a great start with that 75 kilo opening lift. She's moved up to 80. She wants to keep the green lights coming. 80 kilos for the 17-year-old. Good lift, 2 from 2 for Arnie. So that moves her above Alake by virtue of the fact she's lighter in the body weight by over a kilo. So in the junior up to 55 kilos competition, at the moment, Chiamaka Ani leads. Ifeoluwa Alake is in second place. And Tematope Oladele and Onyenyechi Mark yet to register lift. Mark and Ani not eligible for the senior medals. And here is Ifeoluwa Alake. First attempt for her at 85 kilos. Successful with 80. This would move her back into the lead of the junior competition. And the senior competition too, with Oladele yet to register a lift. There's no change for Onyenyechi. She's going to attempt 120 kilos again. Ifeoluwa Alake, 19 years old, 85 kilos. It's a good lift. 2 white lights, 1 red light. And Alake goes back into the lead. Tematope Oladele then, her second attempt at 90 kilos will be up next. This would put her in the lead of senior and junior competitions. When the women's up to 55 kilos, then we move to the up to 50. Which is a really interesting contest. Both Rukayat Ajiboye and Franca Anigboyu attempting to lift 105 kilos. Here is Tematope Oladeye then. Rack height 12, 90 kilos. Unsuccessful with her first lift. Needs this really. Will not want to bomb out. .1:15 on the clock. Up goes the weight then. For the lead, 90 kilos. A little pause on the chest. And no lift. 2 judges saying no. 1 judge saying yes, and now Tematope Oladele needs to complete a lift on her 3rd attempt, otherwise forget winning a medal. She's out of the competition. And that slightly opens the door for Ranti Oluwasegun to maybe snatch the bronze now. Still 1 lift to come in the up to 55s, but as it stands, Ifeoluwa Alake leads both the senior and the juniors on 85 kilos. And Chiamaka Ani is currently in second place in the juniors with 80 kilos. Rukiat Ajiboye currently in second place in the up to 50s, first place in the juniors. 95 kilos for her. African junior record that she is looking to extend upon again. She's put 10 kilos on it, 105 on the bar. This would be a massive PB for her in competition. Here we go then, first attempt at 105. First competition attempt at anything over 100. It's a good lift. It's a good lift. It's another African junior record. And now the pressure is really, really on Franca Anigboyu. Because not only is she going to have to lift 105 kilos to just get herself off the mark, she's going to have to go bigger again in the third round to beat Ajiboye to the silver medal overall. Well, fascinating competition happening here in the up to 50 kilos. How will Anigboyu respond to that? So she came in at 49.43 kilos to Ajiboye's 47.48. If you're lighter, then in the event of a tie, your weights count for more. Rukiat Ajiboye has registered that she is going to attempt 110 kilos for her final lift. So if this is successful, I wouldn't be surprised if Anigboyu throws caution to the wind and goes 111 just to give herself a chance of that silver medal, but she needs to get this out of the way first. 105 kilos, attempt number 2. Well, the weight was no problem. What was the technique like? Oh, it's a good lift! It's a good lift. What a great competition. Anigboyu successful. The race for the silver medal is alive and kicking in the up to 50s, and it's going to go down to the very last round. We've had an African junior record. Now Anigboyu and Ajiboye have both lifted 105 kilos. Rehab Hamid, 111, still leads. We're expecting 115 on the bar for her now. Great competition, thoroughly enjoyable lifting. And here she is, Rehab Ahmed. Successful with 111.
Second attempt representing Egypt, Rehab Ahmed.
That was 7 kilos more than it took to get her the silver medal at Rio in 2016. She lifted 114 at the World Championship, so she's looking to put another kilo on the competition record that she has, and surely 115 kilos would guarantee her spot at Tokyo. It would be a nervous wait. Have to go through all of the rounds. But that will be both literally and figuratively the benchmark in the women's up to 50 kilo competition. Set Gets her own Velcro straps and actually ties them quite loose. Perhaps more a comfort blanket as much as anything. Just under a minute left on her personal clock now. Rehab Ahmed, success with 111. There's an attempt at 115 to extend her lead, to take her one lift closer to Tokyo. And she's done it! 2 white lights, 1 red light, and she's gone beyond the weight that won her world gold. Well, surely now Rehab Ahmed has booked her place in Tokyo and got herself a World Cup gold medal. On Inyechi Mark then. Now her turn to respond to the pressure. So far, we've had some success stories. Zane Boyu, there was pressure on that. Ahmed, there was pressure on that. Now on Inyechi Mark of Nigeria to break the junior African record. Failed with her first lift of 120 kgs. Big lift, both in terms of what is on the bar and in terms of the competition as a whole. On the Inyechi Mark, 120 kilos. All hers. Loads of encouragement coming from the crowd. What's up for the junior African record? It's a good lift. 120 kilos. Takes it to the top of the tree in the competition. Fantastic lift. A great response after a failure first time. Makaani looking for a perfect score. 3 lifts, 3 green lights. She did set that African junior record, 75 kgs. It's subsequently been smashed by Inyechi Mark, but that's something she'll always have, albeit very temporarily. Strongest African junior. 120 left on the clock, so this will be a competition personal best for her. 3 lifts, 3 personal bests. That is not a bad return, is it? 85 kilos on the bar. Body weight, 53.21. A minute remaining. No lift. So that 85 kilos, that elusive 85 kilos, that'll have to wait. Well, Chiamaka Ani closes the competition with a best of 80 kilos, a personal best. An 85 well in her sights. Ranti Oluwasegun will not lift for the final time, so she crashes out of the competition without a total. And Temitope Oladele is at risk of doing the same herself. But if she gets 90 kilos, then she will leave with a medal. Oladele registered in the senior and the juniors, so this would put her into the silver medal position. That's what we're dealing with here. It is silver medal or nothing for Temitope Oladele. She can still be pipped by Ifeoluwa Alake if she lifts 93 successfully. Then she could put Oladele into the bronze medal position, but needs 90 kilos. Otherwise it's no medal at all, and Chiamaka Ani will be leaving with at least a junior bronze. Here is Temitope Oladele then. Weights in her control. It's all or nothing for Oladele. Oh, it's nothing. Oladele. 3 attempts, 3 failures. And she leaves the competition. Which means that Chiamaka Ani will pick up junior bronze. Ifeoluwa Alake, 85 kilos. She is currently in the silver position for the course on Inyechi Mark. But in terms of the seniors, staggeringly, she actually leads. There is only going to be 1 medalist in the senior women's competition. How astonishing. So next up then, Ifeoluwa Alake, 93 kilos on the bar.
Representing Nigeria, please welcome Ifeoluwa Alake.
$85 kilos success, 80 kilos success. This for 3 green lights. We've not had it so far. Chiamaka Ani successful with 2. Kuyat Ajibo still to come, as is Riyad Ahmed. They could complete perfect sessions. First of all though, Ifeoluwa Alake. already. Guaranteed the senior gold medal. Can she improve on her total? 93 kilos. Oh, it's going to be close. No lift. So still nobody to register a perfect score. But to my calculations, that will mean a senior gold and a junior silver for Efeoluwa Alake in the women's up to 55 kilos. Chiamaka Ani will pick up junior bronze with her best lift of 80 kilos. Unfortunately for Ranti Olawasegun and Temetope Oladele, no lifts, so no medals. Very disappointing afternoon for them. Rukayat Ajiboye still to come, as is Franca Anigboye in the up to 50s. Rehab Ahmed has already got that one sewn up, and she's going massive in the final round. 118 kilos for her. But Rukayat Ajiboye currently in second place. The first place junior Ajiboye. This would extend her lead. In fact, it would guarantee the silver medal, because Franca Aneboyu also has 110 as her attempted lift. So for a competition personal best, and to extend her African junior record, 110 kilos. Bit of a struggle on the way up. What do the judges think? No lift. No lift. So an African junior record, a guaranteed junior gold, and the possibility of a senior silver. But now Franca Anigboyu needs to find 110 kilos. The 34-year-old Anigboyu, unsuccessful with her first lift to 105. Got it second time. It was a great response from her. Now she's got this lift to take the silver medal away from her compatriot Rukayat Ajiboye. 110 on the bar. Final attempt for Franca Anigboyu. So already team bronze, this lift for the silver medal. Just making sure that everything is present and correct. 110 kilos. The weight's no problem. Oh, no lift though. No lift. So Anigboyu fails on 110, as Ajiboye did before her. 105 kilos will be enough for the bronze medal on the day. Silver and bronze for Nigeria in the up to 50 kilos seniors. Gold in the up to 50 kilos juniors. So for Rehab Ahmed, this lift, you could say, no more than a victory dance. However, 118 kilos will surely be enough to book her place in Tokyo. World Cup success is one thing. Paralympic success, something very, very different indeed. But yet to have a lifter get 3 green lights so far today. But Rehab Ahmed, 111, 115, both went up with ease. Should put another 3 kilos on it for 118. This would be a competition personal best at the start of the 2020 season. Here we go then, the last lift in the up to 50s. And Rehab Ahmed to take it home in style. $118 kilos then for Ahmed. A huge lift. Real air of expectation all around the venue. And now the weight is with Rehab Ahmed. 118 kilos. Oh, she's got the weight up. It was a slow process, and that'll be a no lift. But she takes the gold medal and sets the benchmark for Rio qualification. That's what they'll have to beat in Manchester and beyond. And Rehab Ahmed wins the women's 50 kilo with 115 in total. Weight on Inyechi Mark. He's looking for 125 kilos here. We've yet to have a successful third lift so far. Everyone falling at the final hurdle. The final lift of this session, local time 10 past 5. There'll be a short break after this. The next competition due to start at 17:55 local time. We'll have the presentations before that. But the final lift of this session then on Inyechi Mark. Successful on 120, and that set the new African junior record. She's looking to break that, her own record, and take the junior gold medal in the process. 125 kilos is the target to be the only successful lift in round number 3. Set then for the big lift. 125 on the bar. the bar with Mark. It's a good lift. One judge said no, two said yes, and Onyechi Mark takes the junior gold in style, 125 kilograms. So Alake takes the seniors. And Mark takes the juniors. Despite lifting the most weight, she was only registered as a junior competitor. But it is more hardware for Nigeria. There are the results then. Ahmed takes gold, Ajiboye takes silver, Anik Boyu takes bronze in the women's up to 50 kilos. That's the final standings. In the women's juniors, it's Ajiboye gold. Onwake didn't enter in the end, so it is a junior gold medal for Ajiboye. And then the women's 55, Alake takes gold, Oladele and Olusegun. Well, we'll take a short break there. Thank you very much. Oh, hang on, we're having a fourth lift. So Onyechi Mark is going for a fourth attempt. Of 127 kilos. Well, if you are the winner, you are allowed to go for a fourth lift. And this will be all about getting as high a total as possible to stand her in good stead for Tokyo. This is the power lift. She has smashed the African junior record to smithereens. The African record belongs to Esther Oyema, and that's 153. I wonder how long until she's attempting that. Here we go then. 127 kilos on the bar, 125 already in the bag. And for 3 successful lifts in a row as well. Remember, she failed with her first at 120. Well, there's 127 up. She had 2 whites and a red for 125. She's done the same for 127. Onyechi Mark extends her record. And she is coming for the big guns. Make no mistake. 127 kilos for Onyechi Mark. Wins it in style. And that now does conclude the competition. Sorry for the confusion earlier. We'll be having the medal ceremony shortly. The next competitions will be the women's 61 and women's 67 kilos. And that'll begin in 40 minutes local time. But do join us again shortly for the medal presentation ceremonies.